Hi everyone, welcome to the penultimate video on this Porsche 911. As you can see, it's in the booth, it's on the rollover jig, and it's come on leaps and bounds since the last video. All of the bodywork's been done on the outside, it's now in its final prime. The underside's all been prepped and painted, and as you can see, it is in slate grey. Chris has now been busy prepping all the inside, sealing all of that up, so that will be the next bit to be painted. But yeah, check out the video to see how we got it to this stage.
So you would have seen in the last video we completed the dry build. We've made sure all the lights, the sill trims and the door top chromes all fit nicely, so we're happy with those and we can now start taking it all apart again and Chris can begin the bodywork. Whilst Chris gets cracking on the bodywork, I'm lead loading the join between the rear cross member and the rear quarters. This is exactly how it was done at factory. I start by using a tinning compound to use on the areas where I want to add the lead. Now it isn't strictly speaking lead like it was back in the old days because this is quite poisonous, and we now use body soldering sticks which are a composite. Once this is melted into the area where I want and I've smoothed it out with the paddle, I can then use the grinder and the sander to smooth it out and blend it in.
Okay, so Chris has now finished all of the filler work on this side. He's worked his way around the back. And now on this side. So it's got some areas to clean up where it's started to turn a bit, where we've used the blowtorch for the lead. And once they're cleaned up, he can make a start. Okay, so we've got the 911 now in the booth. Chris has done all of the filler work. Everything's all gapped up nicely. So there'll be a quick mask. Don't have to be too precious at this stage. And then it will get a couple of real good coats of high build primer. Some people like to use polyester primer, but we've been using this product range now for pretty much 10 years and we're really happy with the results, happy with the longevity. So yeah, we like to stick with what we know. And this, once it's primed, it will sit over the Christmas break. That will allow all the primer to draw in, sink anywhere it has to sink, and then the whole shell will get reblocked and reprimed. Okay, so Chris has started the dry build. All the panel gaps are looking pretty good. We've put the chrome trim on to make sure that all fits nice and sits flush. But we've got a bit of a problem with the rear lights. So these are the cheaper options. So the customer sent through the plastic ones, but they really don't fit very well. They really stick out here and here. So I've got some metal ones in stock. I'm going to just offer them up and see if they fit. If they don't fit, if they fit like this, then we know that the problem is with the car rather than the light. But I can't really see that happening because these are original rear quarters and light housing. So yeah, we will see what happens. Okay, so Chris has been busy doing the dry build. This is the final dry build. So the bonnet gaps are all looking good now. Fits nice with the horn grills. Indicators fit nice. Brand new headlights as well. See, there's a seal that goes in here. We haven't got that at the moment. Yeah, that bonnet gap's all good. Moving around to the door and wing gaps. Everything's fitting nicely. Chrome trim along the top. We did a test fit of the rear screen. Was a little bit nervous about that, but actually that went in really nicely. Rear lights were interesting. So the client bought some of the plastic housings. So in here you've got a metal housing, or it should be metal. You can buy some plastic ones and they didn't fit well at all. I've got some metal ones for another car, pop them in and the fitment is much better. So I'm going to recommend that they're sent back and the more expensive metal ones are bought. The engine lid all gaps up nicely. So yeah, really happy with this dry build. We haven't got the bumpers at the minute, but they were genuine bumpers, and when we did the last dry build they fitted perfectly, so I'm not too worried about that. This door gap's all looking nice as well. So yeah, all in all, everything on this car is as it should be. The next thing to do is take it all back apart again, block it all, get it into second prime, and Chris has also been busy prepping the inside, so that will get sealed up. And then once it's all second primed, we can start thinking about putting some paint on it. So there are some small imperfections that we just need to sort out, and I've gone round and labelled them all. So Chris is working on that now, just refining everything and getting it ready for second prime.
Right, the 911 is now on the rollover jig and we are going to double team it. I've got a few bits of metal work to finish on the underside whilst Chris starts prepping it for paint. Well, that is the underside almost fully prepped now and ready for sealer. As you can see, we've put a little bit of filler in some of the areas just to tidy it up. We really want this underside to look spot on. But yeah, next stage is to get it into the booth. One thing I almost forgot to do was test fit the pedals and the pedal board so I could weld the bracket onto the floor.
Okay, so as you've seen, we've spent some time finishing off the welding on the underside. There are a few bits to do, a little bit of tidying up. Chris has prepped all of it. He's gone round, put a couple of bits of filler in where that was needed just to smooth some things out, particularly around the seatbelt mounts where I'd welded those in. And it's all been seam sealed. So the next thing to do is a good coat of epoxy over everything just to seal it all off. And then it's going to get a real nice coat of smooth Raptor in slate grey.
And that is a good coat of epoxy applied. Now we can start mixing up the Raptor. As you can see, it's a white colour initially, and we add the slate grey paint to tint it. Chris then thins it down and uses a spray gun to apply it rather than the stone chip gun, so we can have a smooth finish instead of a stippled finish.
Well, as I said, this is the penultimate video for this car, which means we're not going to paint it in this one. The next video, we should get the whole outside painted. We'll get it built up to a certain extent, get all the latches fitted, and then the client is going to take it away and finish the fit up himself. If you want to see it finished, you're going to have to subscribe and like. Make sure you keep your eyes open for that video. But yeah, really appreciate you guys watching along. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.